G'day mates, Keg11 here and welcome to the 1998 Monaco Grand Prix from the Circuit de Monaco in Monte Carlo in the Principality of Monaco. We come to you from the 6th race of the Formula 1 season, where so far hasn't been too bad. If I recall, second in the Drivers' Championship, I believe. Yes, by a point behind Mika Häkkinen. But Michael Schumacher and in turn David Coulthard in the second McLaren are not too far behind. So already into the 6th race of the season, the Formula 1 World Championship is heating up quite well. And particularly here, because this is the track, if you guys recall, was the first time I had really good success with Formula 1 racing. If you look back to my 1997 Monaco Grand Prix, I took my first pole in my career in wet conditions. And obviously, the fastest car on track, as I kept catching the likes of Benetton's, my teammate Rubens Barrichello, who did equally well too, and Michael Schumacher. But it was a result of putting the wrong tyres on, which severely affected my performance, which saw me go down the order. But I know, to top it all off, I ended up losing to Michael Schumacher by a nose. I had the pace to get him on the pit straight, just my gear shifting wasn't as in tune, so the Ferrari of Schumacher managed to get enough oomph to just pull ahead of me and win the race. But even still, it was a great race for myself and when I was racing with Stewart, because Rubens got third, which saw Stewart their first points and the most points out of everyone on that weekend, I believe. I do not recall where Eddie Irvine came, but even still, second and third place is good points. Anyway, looking at this race now with me at Benetton in the real life. Speaking about Benetton, my teammate Giancarlo Fisichella was a big surprise over the course of the weekend. He managed to put the car at pole at one point during qualifying, only to be beaten by the two McLaren, Häkkinen and Coulthard, in which they pulled a good distance at the start of the race, but Coulthard bowed out due to engine problems. But also, Michael Schumacher had quite a few race issues. First, he came in contact with Alexander Wurz in his Benetton, which saw Schumacher fall quite a way back. Wurz would later crash out because of damage from the initial contact, and Schumacher would crash again into Pedro Diniz's Sauber, which would put Schumacher all the way down into 10th place, 2 laps down on the eventual winner Mika Häkkinen, and out of the points. But Giancarlo manages to get second, so that's a full 6 points for Benetton, but also 4 points for the Arrows team. Mika Salo finishes 4th in this race, and Pedro Diniz, sorry, I apologise, he was racing with Arrows, it's not 1999 yet, coming in 6th place, so congratulations to the Arrows there. It looks like a good sign, considering the issues that I've had this season with the in-house TWR engine. Alright, now looking at our driver standings at the moment, like I said earlier, Mika Häkkinen is now the leader, but 1 point over myself, and falling behind myself is Michael Schumacher on 25, so that's 4 points behind, so pretty much even Stevens at this point to get our championship protagonists out there. Along with that trio, we've got David Coulthard on 22 points, so he's in title contention. But a little bit further back, we've got Eddie Irvine. He may be on 9 points and in 5th position, but considering the pace of Schumacher, maybe we can see Irvine move up the pack a bit, particularly because I'm the only Benetton that's scoring at the moment, so it's much narrower together. Following behind Eddie Irvine, we've got Untitled Chapter in the Jordan on, Williams, sorry. I'm thinking 1999 here, what the hell. I've just been playing ahead, and I'm already up to 1999, but I've stopped that to allow these videos to catch up a bit. Anyway, Untitled Chapter in the only point scorer for Williams on 6 points, and Jean Alesi in 7th place, the only point scorer for Sauber, is on 5 points. Rounding out the point scoring positions, we've got Damon Hill. He does drive for Jordan this season on 3 points. and then Jarno Trulli in the Prost, scoring the single point back in Australia. And in the Constructor Championship, McLaren Mercedes have pulled out a brilliant lead. They are now 18 points ahead of Ferrari. So if McLaren keeps up their good progress throughout the season, we can very much see them run away with the Constructors Championship. Get tabs that they will do it, considering they did it in real life. In third position, we got Benetton Metcachrome, or Benetton Play Life, on 29 points. So not too far behind Ferrari, but considering I'm the only one scoring for Benetton, we should not be catching the tail of Ferrari for too many races longer, unless Giancarlo starts scoring quite a few points in the next couple of races. Behind Benetton, we got Williams Metcachrome on 6 points, so showing that there was still the Renault Metcachrome engines have still got a bit of performance in them. Not the best, but can perform well in a race. Speaking about rebadged engines, Sauber Petronas, the Ferrari-based Petronas engines, are also going well on 5 points, although Alesi is the only one scoring for them. And to certain extents to Jordan Mugent Honda and Prost Peugeot, although in the case of Prost Peugeot on 1 point in 7th, it's not a position that I would rather be. They would like to see themselves much better, but ultimately this will prove in a way fatal for Prost of how they would end up in a couple of years' time. Okay, now looking at the starting grid for today's race, David Coulthard's going to start on pole just for thousandths of a second over his teammate. So we got a McLaren lockout there. But the number 1 driver has got top spot, followed by his teammate. And then we've got the Ferraris fully withholding second row. That came out weird. Michael Schumacher in third place behind Coulthard, and Eddie Irvine behind Mika Hakkinen. Both cars within half a second of Coulthard. And other cars that have been managed to score within a second of Coulthard's time, we've got Jean Alesi in the Sauber, and Heinz-Harald Frentzen in the Williams, just 0.977 seconds behind Coulthard. And rounding out the top 10, we've got Damon Hill, Giancarlo Fisichella, myself, and Johnny Herbert. Obviously, I haven't got the Monaco charm as I had last year. I think it may be due to the rain or whatever. But yeah, I'm starting quite down the order, struggling to find a time that should catapult me up through the season, through the grid, but oh well. On the bright side though, Giancarlo's beaten my qualifying time for the first time this season. Now rounding out the grid, Ralph Schumacher, Rubens Barrichello, Jacques Villeneuve, so not too bad there, particularly with Rubens, starting in 12th position, not too bad. Then we got Mika Salo in the Arrows, Esteban Tuero in the Minardi, Pedro Diniz in the second Arrows, and then Jos Verstappen, Jarno Trulli, Shinji Nakano, Toru Takagi, Olivier Panis, and Ricardo Rosso. So yet again, the Prost are having trouble with their qualifying times and just mixing it up with Minardi and Tyrrell. Okay, here I am about to start the Monaco Grand Prix mid-pack, and we go now. Looks like, okay, maybe not. It's going to be a rough start. As we see a whole pack of cars quite ahead of me, and we're coming to the first corner. A little bit of contact there. Oh my goodness, there's a whole menace of and I just slammed to the back of one of these Saubers. Like, everything's gone crazy. Blame the physics of this engine. Oh my goodness. But we've gone past it, okay, as we... Oh, looks like I've run into the back of another car. And I got given the bad behavior flag. Well, hopefully we hit too many of those. That start was atrocious. As we come into Mirabeau now for the first time, and looks like one of the Jordans is off track, but I avoided to take 6th place. So out of all that debacle, I moved up 3 positions, which also means I'm past my teammate. Oh, good on me. Go past Portier, is going to the tunnel now. 3rd, 4th, 5th gear. Loves this section. Although, I'm not sure what the sound problem was. You don't hear the echo effect. Hopefully we'll get in the next few seasons as we go past the Nouvelle Chicane. And then we're heading to Tabac, right past the Marina now. Now come to the Pool Chicane, left, right, okay there. Now we're coming into the title right, left chicane. It's back in 1998, so we don't have that runoff area. It's all concrete. We're coming to Rascas, the infamous Rascas. I believe that gave me not as much trouble as I thought last time, but not too bad there. As the first lap was completed, we got Hakkinen, Coulthard, Schumacher, Irvine, Heinz, Held, Frentzen, and myself, count 11. So all in all, not a bad first lap. I'm 5.5 seconds behind Heinz, Held, Frentzen, but I'm in 6th place at the moment, considering where I started and how to get here. I'm okay at this point, so we just have to wait and see how I go for the rest of the race. See if I can catch up to Frentzen or not. But it looks like I'm definitely getting to a bit of a rhythm here. Yes, I am getting to a rhythm. I think I just put up a second or two up onto Frentzen, so hopefully I'll catch him within half a lap or so as I go into the casino hairpin. A bit too tight to went up onto the curb, and that's not going to do so very good for my time. Yeah, they settle off there, and all the rear end's gone loose. I think I went with my normal heavy oversteering. Oh, somebody's slowing down. Oh, Frentzen's just overtaken, I think, one of the Ferraris to go up to 4th place. I think Irvine's definitely slowing down for some reason, but I managed to take him as we come into the last Pool Chicane with relative ease, almost hitting the wall there, but up to 5th place. Irvine must have some sort of problem, or he's not handling this track very well. But he's lost my game, and as we look at the top 6 as we finish the second lap, apart from that little change with Irvine, nothing else has changed. Hakkinen is still in the lead, followed by his teammate Coulthard, trying to keep the Ferrari of Michael Schumacher at bay. And at the moment, my gap between myself and Heinz Held Frentzen hasn't changed all that much. Thinking about it, did he go well? I think it went relatively well. Last year, I think he got a push car position. I can't remember. At the moment, I'm trying to hold off Irvine. It looks like Irvine has definitely got some pace again, and he's right up my butt. So I got to contend with Irvine, and if I happen to catch up to Frentzen, all well and good. But coming into the tunnel now, I don't hear the Ferrari behind me, so I think we're all good for this point. As we come into the Nouvelle Chicane again, 2.5 seconds behind Frentzen, so I'm keeping a good gap behind him, which is good. Coming into the back now, it's a little bit wide, but not the problem. I'm really wrestling the car here, trying to get it around this very tight street circuit, tightest I've ever seen. But I think that's what makes Monaco so exciting, the fact that the layout hasn't changed at all, the fact that it hasn't moved from Monaco. It's good to see. As we come across the line, I'm 1.22 seconds, and I'm right up behind Heinz Held Frentzen, so looks like we're going to make a move on Frentzen anytime now. Will it be here on the Rivage or coming into Massenet? No, Frentzen has got a little bit of distance on me as we turn into Casino now. Now we've still kept a good distance as we come into the second sector now. Very tight second sector. It starts with the first Mirabeau as Frentzen slows incredibly down as we come to the Grand Hotel Hampton. Sorry if I said Casino Hampton earlier. I've got a map up here that says what Monte Carlo is, but I don't have the Grand Hotel Hairpin listed on. It's actually called a Lowe's or something, but everyone knows the Grand Hotel. There used to be a train station, if I said that before. As Frentzen goes a bit iffy going into Nouvelle, which is calling me some time. Yes, he's slowing down again, coming to Rivage. He's going around this quite slowly, but as I come up behind him, am I going to do the same move I did on him on Irvine? Yes, I did, and I'm up to 4th place, so life's good in Benetton land. As Hakkinen crossed the line to start his 5th lap, sorry. From behind his teammate David Coulthard, keeping Mike Schumacher at bay, as I make an utterly embarrassing cock up on the pit stroke, running into the wall and causing Frentzen to give me an immense amount of pressure. Well, looking at the split, he's the only guy I got to worry about at the moment. I'm only about 10 seconds behind Michael Schumacher, so it's going to be very unlikely that I'm going to get any more positions, just as long as I don't mess up the rest of the race. I haven't gone too bad now. I'm always looking for more points. Oh, I've pulled up a little bit of Schumacher. I always want points. Maybe it might keep me up to Hakkinen. Although at this point, looking where Hakkinen and Schumacher are, I'm going to move down even further. But that's fine, that's fine. I'm not aiming on a World Championship just yet. If I was battling for the front at this point of the season, I should be going for championships. But I need you to do it on this race, not like back in Spain where I was able to do that. I need a similar Spain result for all my races, and that hasn't been the case. San Marino, I failed. The car failed. Argentina wasn't that flash hot. And here it's not looking too flash hot either in comparison. But I'm happy, I'm happy. We come across the finish line to start our final lap now. I'm 6.5 seconds behind Michael Schumacher. I would say there is a chance, but I need a miracle to happen on this lap if I want to get that lucrative third place and podium position and 4 points. But obviously that's not going to be the case as I go too wide coming into Massenet and hit the wall. So Schumacher's going to be putting a lot of distance now. Okay, not as much as I thought, but still good. I'm keeping the car on the road at least, which is good. And behind me is Untitled Chapter. Then Eddie Irvine. I'm not sure where Irvine is. He may have caught up to Frentzen, but it's going to be hard for him to overtake. It has to be here in the tunnel or on the pit straight. Those are pretty much the only two passing opportunities you get on this track because it's so tight. 8 seconds. Yep, I'm going to be sticking in fourth for this race. Just wait a few seconds. The winner card will come up. Quite a predictable finishing result, I can imagine. Mika Hakkinen will cross the finish line to score, I think he's second or third. Yep, Hakkinen wins his third, I think. Race win in a row, and he's pulling his lead on quite well. So around the final corner now, and come across the finish line in fourth place. So not a bad result there, and a really good fast lap. I think actually has beaten one of the records set on this game. Huh. But still, fourth place, I am quite happy with that. That means I would have jumped up 5 positions. So Benetton's going to be very, very happy about that. I'm happy about that. So that's all that matters. Bear with me. I'm just checking to see. Am I right? Is this Hakkinen's third race win in a row? Don't mind me about this. I'm just going to type in my initials so I can save it on the machine. It's a second race win in a row. Hakkinen came fourth in San Marino, but he did win in Argentina. If he won in San Marino, this will be his 4th race win in a row. So that would have seen Hakkinen really exceed in the driver's standings. As we look at the results here, Mika Hakkinen wins the Monaco Grand Prix, followed by David Coulthard. So McLaren is going to be very, very happy with today's result, followed by Michael Schumacher in the Ferrari. So the Tifosi fans that come all the way to Monaco from Italy will be very, very happy with this result. Similarly, sort of, for Italian fans to see Benetton, the Italian manufacturer, score 4th place. Also well and good there. And rounding out the point scoring positions, we've got Untitled Chapter. He did a good job. Obviously, looking at the splits, he was in a battle for Eddie Irvine to 4th, 5th place towards the end, but Chapter held on and giving Williams 2 more points. Eddie Irvine in 6th place, scoring an extra point for Ferrari. So therefore, in the Drivers' Championship, Mika Hakkinen is in the lead by 8 points now. He's on 40 points. I'm in second on 32 after scoring 3 points, so not too bad there. And Michael Schumacher is now on the same amount of points I did have at the start of the race on 29, so 3 points behind me, catching up quite readily. Similar story can be said for David Coulthard. He's on 28, a point behind Schumacher and 4 points behind me. So if we had another race with similar results here today, Schumacher and Coulthard would definitely overtake me. Eddie Irvine is still in 5th place on 10 points, just 2 points ahead of Untitled Chapter. Frentzen has definitely caught up to Irvine there. And rounding out the point scoring positions, we've got Jean Alesi still on 5 points, Damon Hill still on 3 points, and Jarno Trulli still on 1 point. And in the Constructors' Championship, McLaren have increased their lead substantially after scoring maximum points this round. They are now 29 points ahead of Ferrari. So McLaren looks set to be have the Constructors' Championship down packed at this point, but it's still the 6th race of the season. Although, in saying that, I do not think McLaren are going to falter through the course of the season. They've gone through 6 races with good results. There's nothing stopping them from continuing on for the rest of the season. In third place, Benetton Play Life on 32 points. All of them mine, of course. Giancarlo has yet to score any more points. In fourth place, Williams Mechachrome on 8 points. So they're keeping a quite steady points tally there, or because the points have been mainly hogged by McLaren, Ferrari, and to an extent Benetton, myself. Which can be also said for Sauber Petronas in 5th place on 5 points. And then Jordan Mugen Honda on 3 and Porsche Peugeot on 1. Minardi, Arrows, Stewart, Tyrrell, all have yet to score points throughout the season. I hope Stewart in particular can get a few points up, considering what points we did score last year. Not including me, of course. Rubens managed to get a few points there. So there we have the Monaco Grand Prix. Pretty uneventful, but quite successful all the same. I thoroughly enjoyed doing that. I always enjoy Monaco. It's one of my favourites. And it's a good way to start the new year with a good video. I hope you all guys enjoyed watching this video. And I'll see you guys in the next round in Canada at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. So I'll see you guys in Canada.